Hi guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. How are we doing today? It's another day. I feel like we should have, one of this, like, I don't know, like an anthem, introductory song, all these things that we used to introduce ourselves. But when I'm trying to figure it out, let's jump right into this video. Hi guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Faith Adeshaya. I'm a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria, and I speak about academic excellence, career development, professional excellence, all that wholesome content. If you're interested in learning one or two of these things, definitely keep on watching. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Let's jump. Today's video is going to be very interesting. So I'm going to be sharing my academic experience in university. So my previous videos, at least one of my previous videos, I shared about my secondary school experience. How I didn't know what I wanted to do, to coming out tops in my jam, work, etc., etc. But in today's video, I'm going to be sharing a part of my university experience, and I want it to be like a story time. I think I've been enjoying the story time, and then at the end of the videos, you get the lesson, you get the gist, right? This introduction is too long. Let's jump into the video. So, 100 level, I got admission into Covenant University to study economics, and I was I was just coming from secondary school where I aced all my exams, star girl. So yeah, I was just coming from that, so I had high dreams, big dreams, high hopes. Things were going to work out the way I wanted them to by God's grace. And in my 100 level alpha, I got a 5 point. So for those that don't know, 5 point is when you basically have all A's, right? So you have all A's, like all your courses, no B. Yeah, I think A in C was like 70 and above. So I had all A's, which was good. So I started off on a very good note. 100 level alpha, 5 point results, amazing. And I just said I'm going to graduate with a 5 points. That was my goal. So it was left for me to achieve like 5 points all through to 400 level. And so I started it. 100 level omega, I didn't have a 5 points. 100 level, 200, 300. And like I used to tell people that my grades in school, so it's like I started off very high. I don't know if you guys know a quadratic curve. So like the U curve, right? I would say that was how my grades in school were. So I started off very high, and then it just like every semester was a deep dive or nose dive. Every semester was a nose dive. Every semester was a nose dive until like we got to the bust. The bust, I was just like, when I say nose dive, it wasn't like, oh, from a 5 point I suddenly started getting a 1 point or a 2 point. No, no, it was like from a 5 point, maybe I'll go to like a 4.95, from a 4.95 to like a 4.9, from a 4.9 to like a 4.87. This tiny decrease, but it's still like this. And then I think my 300 level was just the straw that broke the camel's back. That was like the worst result ever, and it was just bad. And at that point in time, in retrospect, I would say I gave up on like this whole concept of having a 5 point or just even succeeding in school. I was like, I will do my best. I can't wait to graduate and just leave this school because I'm tired of striving for the same thing over and over and over again, but not achieving the result I wanted. So it was that way. Um 300, I think alpha 300 alpha was the worst. Then 300 omega became better, but just like a tiny little marginal difference. 400 alpha, I was just like, I want to go ahead. And I have this book with me. So if you guys don't know, I journal a lot. And I wrote this, I think, 400 omega. So the essence of this story is actually about 400 omega. So I entered 400 omega my final semester in university with the idea of, I just want to enjoy this semester. It's like I have been trying to achieve this one thing over and over, and it's stressing me out. I am tired of trying. I just want to, enjoy these last days I have in school, enjoy the last days with my friends, enjoy the last days, being the leader in like whatever position I was occupying then, enjoy the last days of having this structure and this world around me, just enjoy the last days. And I think for me, I moved focus from I want to have a 5 point, I want to have a 5 point, even though in my heart, to be fair, I still desire to have a 5 point. It was still something I wanted. I just at that point I was tired of trying. I've been trying for how many years now, and I still did not get it. So I was tired of trying. So um I wrote down, yes, I wrote down, I typically write dates, but I didn't write it. So during covenant hour of prayer during school, in school one day I wrote down, my what I wanted, the result I wanted, and then I told God. I remember this day saying that, this is what I want. I want a 5 point. I want A's in all my courses. So I literally have it here. ECM 421, ECM 422, 423, 424, 428, 426, DLD, TMC, EDS, I want my 5 points. But actually, let me just read out what I wrote here. So I said, read the story of Abraham in Romans 4. It's an important faith booster. First of all, thank God for my past results, the good, the bad, the ugly. Thank God for everything. God counts me righteous because of my faith. A right relationship with God comes by faith, right? Abraham staggered not at the promise of God for 25 years. He was totally patient with God. His faith did not weaken. Faith, it's never too late with God. Um, and even if you don't get it this year, still hope and believe God. No matter how long it takes, hope, pray, believe, faith. Also, and so as I write down this result, knowing God can absolutely do it, but also hoping, praying, and believing that His timing is the best, I commit to giving it my all, my best shot in prayers, fasting, studying, hard work, and leave the rest to God. His will is always the best. Like Abraham, I choose today not to stagger at the promise of God through unbelief and ask for sincere grace, for prompt obedience in every of my endeavors. And so I write this in faith, right? So I think I wrote this when you get to that point in your life where you just feel like I can't do anything again, and let's just see what will come out of all this. So I think I wrote this then. And to be fair, was I expecting it? It's like I wanted it, but when you've been disappointed over and over and over and over and again, you're just like, if it comes, if it doesn't come, it wasn't a lack of faith. I would say it was more of surrendering to say a 5 point doesn't define me. Is it nice to have? Definitely, it's awesome to have. It's the best thing you want to have as a student. But it doesn't define me. It doesn't define who I am. It doesn't even define my future prospects. And I think I just wrote this in faith, like God, this is the final show. If I don't have it now, then I can't have it again, right? And I just remember like just giving my all in my academics, like just enjoying school, having projects, doing all these other activities, and I didn't even know. So the way it works is you don't know. I don't think they post your results in your final year, final semester. I think you just when it's time for graduation, you just see your final CGPA. So I didn't even know. It was how I knew that it was a 5 points was I needed my transcripts to apply for a job. So I applied to school for my transcripts. And when they sent this transcript over, that was when I saw my results. Wow, it was actually a
I
5 points.
understand
Why
and
I didn't have it my 400 alpha or my 300 level, my 200 level, and why I had it like the final semester in school. I don't understand why. I don't understand why that happened. But for me, it's just I think in life generally, what I'm learning is just because we think we have an idea of how things are supposed to work out. Like I'm a planner, guys. I literally have a date for when I think you know I'm supposed to make every big decision in my life. Like I literally have a date in mind for all these things. So imagine someone like that, and then you kind of have to your plan doesn't work, which you would say is part of life. But what I'm learning at this point in time, and I don't know what this lesson is for, is to be flexible. be flexible with your plans. Now, what if I think back, the essence of me wanting to have a very good grade in school was, to set myself up for success in future, right? So by God's grace, to land a very good job, to have like scholarship for my masters, to do things I was supposed to do at the right time, all those things. Now, did my nose diving and wobbly CGPA story, did it affect me? Thankfully not. It did not. Did I end up having the wonderful job that I wanted when I was leaving school? Yes, I did. So it's like, even though I expected my story to be like this and just go all the way, like a very straight line all the way, right? But God said, no, Faith, your story is going to be like this, and it's going to be like this. But at the end of the day, when we put like the line of making this mathematical, but when we draw like the trend, it's going to be like this, right? You want your trend to be like this. Now, I'm not going to follow your process of having like a very linear graph. No, the graph is going to be a little bit quadratic, like it's going to be wavy. But at the end of the day, when we put the trend is going to be, you get the trend you want. So that's one lesson I'm learning at this point in my life, that Faith, what exactly do you want? You want to have this result at the end of the day. That is your result. So why don't you hold on to that result and trust that, okay, even if what is happening to you now is not necessarily the way you have written your story, trust God that the gods that wrote your story can give you this result, and just like hold on to the results rather than the process of getting the results. So I don't know what this is for. I hope the video was very helpful. It just seems like a random video, but yeah, I think the point is, if you are trusting God for any academic results or any grade, why don't you hold on to the results and let God do his thing with the process? Because 90% of the time, his process is actually very different, actually opposite of the process we've envisaged in our minds. So yeah, I hope this video was insightful to you. I hope it inspires you not to give up on your dreams. I think it's very, very possible for you to still achieve the grade you desire by God's grace. Amen. So looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, laugh. I've been saying this now and I actually really like it. Like, laugh. Laughter is good for the body. Take a minute and laugh. Just laugh. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.